Hey guys, it's twisting time. So in today's video, I wanted to share with you all how I go about twisting my hair in a manner that it is so smooth and it stays frizz-free for days on end, as long as I tie it down at night. But how I get my twist to be very smooth, very shiny, very frizz-free. So if that's something that interests you, keep watching this video. But let me just say this. I know that some of you may wonder, well, why is she twisting her hair and it's not been blown out yet? Because I did share in a previous video how to double seal your ends, how I was stretching my hair out and then twisting it. Just for the sake of this video, I'm not going to blow my hair out. I'm going to do it on freshly washed hair. To start, first off, my hair is damp. It's not, it's not soaking. Oh, actually, it's really wet down here. It's damp though. It's not really wet. It's just right here is not really wet and the bottom is sort of wet. Let me say this because I know that a lot of people will say like, well, our hair textures are different. Yes, hair textures are different, but sometimes techniques can be used on various hair textures for the same happy results. So I'm just going to share with you what I do when I am twisting my hair damp. I do not twist wet hair. That's why I was like a little bit taken aback. So I'm like, no, we can't do that. When you twist wet hair, the problem is you put a little bit of stress on your strands when it's soaking wet. And it also takes like forever to dry, especially if you have low porosity hair. So what I'm gonna do, this is not gonna be a lot of twists because I really don't want to have a lot of twists. I will probably put on this side, maybe like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll probably put like 6 to 8 on each side. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say 8 on each side, and then I will use my Goody Flex barrette to secure them so that they last throughout the week. However, let's get started. My parts do not have to be perfect. Your parts do not have to be perfect. They probably have to be presentable in the front though, since the front of your hair tends to be the area that people are going to see first. So I'm gonna just neaten up this part right here. So now that my part is neat enough, it doesn't have to be perfect. And the back of my hair, honestly, the back of your hair parting it's subjective. If you want nice clean parts, do nice clean parts. I just feel like it looks a little bit more natural and less styled, if that makes any sense, to not put parts. But do what works for you. That's not what this video is about. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the back, and I'm just going to use my fingers to separate this section. As you can see, I have a halo of frizz here. This is new growth, but even that is going to be tamed in order to make these twists look nice and sleek. For starters, let's talk about the tools of the trade. I do use a rat tail comb to separate. It's not really about parting per se. It's more about like if I'm separating with my fingers and I need, a little bit more help separating my hair. The tangle teaser, and not to fully detangle my hair. Keep watching. Then the two products that I absolutely must have in order for my twist to be shiny, to be smooth and sleek, is a really good quality oil, very lightweight, and Camille Rose Naturals Curl Maker. Now, I know you guys have seen this if you've been following me for any amount of time. I use this gel for basically any style that I need to be sleek and smooth. It's not so much my wash and go gel as it is my twisting gel. Like, this is an amazing twisting gel. Like, seriously, it gives you the hold that you need, but not too much. And it gives you amazing shine. So that is like one of my biggest tips. So now what I'm gonna do here is I'm just going to, this is where I'm gonna bring my rat tail comb, and I'm just gonna separate the hair here. The very first thing that you need to do to make sure that your twists are very sleek and very smooth is you need to work on super detangled hair. Like, your hair needs to be detangled. My hair was actually detangled when I washed it, but again, because I said I'm not going to twist on wet hair, the wetness I'm going to get is going to be from this gel. I really hate calling this a gel because it's really not like gel. It literally says Curl Maker, Sweet Defining. It's a jelly, so Sweet Defining Jelly. So I'm gonna take about that much. Oops, hold on. I'm gonna take about that much to the section. I don't know if you can see that. And this is going to be my smoother. This is going to be my detangler, because there's so much slip in this product from the marshmallow root. Like, look at that. Whatever tangles were left, they are just like bowing in submission to this jelly. So this is one of the things I do first. I start with that, right? My fingers to detangle. I'm not using the tangle teaser to detangle. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Melanin Hair Care's multi-purpose pure oil blend oil. I really do love this oil too for this kind of style. I'm going to put a little bit in my hand, on my fingers, and I'm going to smooth that in. And I'm not going to put too much oil, but I'm going to put just enough, because the oil is where you're going to get a lot of that shine from. I'm going to put a little bit on my ends, a few drops. And then I'm going to go right back in with another pump of curl maker to here. And this is where the magic happens for the sleekness and the smoothness. This here, Tangle Teaser, the roots only. I'm not going to pull this through my hair, just smoothing the roots. Look at that. The key you want to do is to make those cuticles lay down. And the way to do that is to smooth, 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 smooth. Even when you're twisting, you're going to be smoothing. So here I'm going to split it in two, and I am going to smooth, and I'm going to twist. And the method for which I will be twisting so that my twists stay really smooth, if you haven't figured that out yet, frizz-free and smooth, is kind of the rope-like method. So twisting, and I'm not doing it tight. I'm doing it just to what it needs. So I'm smoothing as I'm twisting. And I can feel the oil in my hair as I am moving my fingers down, and I'm smoothing the cuticle. Look at that. And I've gotten the question before about like my twist being really smooth, and this is how I do it. So I'm smoothing, and then I'm going to twist the ends just until where I want it. And then I'm going to do the double sealing method that I shared in the video. Because I've used oil and because I've used this jelly, now I'm going to go in with my hair butter. I use this aloe vera butter, which this has lasted me forever. That much on my ends. Actually, that's probably too much. Take half of it off. Put this on my ends, and I'm just going to smooth it. And you see how it looks straight, it will curl up, but this is what allows it to be really smooth and sleek. Look at that. And I'm definitely going to get shrinkage. Don't get it twisted. It is not going to stay like this. It really isn't. I'm going to do a few more because, guys, let's be honest. Raise your hand if when you watch a video on someone doing twists or braid styles, you're like, they really gonna show me twisting and braiding their whole head? Like, you know, unless that's your thing, you know, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like you don't really need to see me twist my entire head. I can twist my head off camera and come back and show you the results. As long as I show you the technique, that's all that matters. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this one, and I'm gonna do one in the front. So that way, at least you can see what it looks like in the front, you know, from different angles. This section of my hair tends to be the most resistant to wanting to yield to anything, like anything. Like, this is the crown. Ooh, child, let me tell you. We're not even gonna get into that. Okay, what I'm going to do is I am going to split this into, I don't need the rat tail comb, I don't think, for this one. Maybe. This also is the shorter section of my hair, the shortest section. But yeah, that's pretty good. Now these are medium-sized twists. I try not to do small twists, at least not very often. I definitely don't do mini twists because that is a recipe for disaster. Jelly, and use that as my detangler. Now that I've detangled that section, this is when I go in with, oh, I don't like this right here. And this is when you can decide, yeah, I'd rather part, but me, I don't care about parting. All right, once that's there, I'm going with this oil, start on the ends, and then put some in my roots. Smooth, 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 smooth. Another pump of the gel in the roots. Tangle teaser, smoothing. Really smooth roots is key, like really key. Okay, and now we will twist. So I do twist my root just slightly tighter than the rest. And if you have an issue with your fine hair, or if you don't have fine hair and you're just watching this for the twisting tips, if you feel like your roots tend to unravel, there's a couple of things you can do. You can add a rubber band, you know, one of those seamless elastic bands, not like a regular rubber band, but like a seamless elastic band, or you can braid the root and then just twist the length. I'm impartial. I'm not partial to either, rather. So here is where I'm going to do more twisting. And if I feel like my ends are looking bushy, I will add more jelly. And that usually just means that you didn't put enough to begin with, because when you're twisting with Curl Maker, it literally should have your hair like smooth. Like you see, I put it on this side, that side's much smoother, but as I twist it, and I'm twisting in this rope-like fashion, this will allow the hair to lie smoother. And another thing I would like to add too is when I twist my hair, because I don't part, my twists are slightly various sizes. So while they're all sort of medium sized, you may find one like this one that's a little bit thinner than this one. And it's okay because it does pump up. Add my little hair butter to the end to seal that in. And then moving on. I'm not going to twist this one just yet because I did say I wanted to show you what the front looks like. So I'm going to clip this up just for the sake of not making this video too long. And I'm going to release this. And I like to always start down here versus up here. And because the front of my hair is thinner, this will be, you know, some people will take and make this 2 twists, which is totally fine. But because I don't have as much hair right here, this is 1 twist for me. So. What I really like about this multi-purpose pure oil blend by Melanin Hair Care is the hair really absorbs it. Now I know you guys know they have a twisting cream as well. I cannot use that twisting cream. It literally is it's rich, it's heavy, it's a little bit too heavy for my twists. So I don't use their twisting cream anymore. I mean, it's fine if you're just gonna leave the twist in. At some point I might do a twist out. But yeah. Now here, let's people like to twist in the same direction. When I get to this side, I'll be twisting backwards because that's just how my fingers go. But it really doesn't matter when you're leaving the twist in anyway. This is going to be a somewhat protective style because while my ends may be touching my shirt, my hair is somewhat contained. I will pin it up at some point and then it will be protective, but pretty much, I guess you could say this is a low manipulation style. Because once these twists are set, I will be leaving them for 2 weeks. And will they stay frizz free for 2 weeks? No. Come on, girls. Come on. No, seriously. It will stay frizz free for a really long time. It will be beautiful for a long time. And I don't have to worry about retwisting constantly as long as I tie my hair down. I find that the frizz will set in when you don't tie your hair down. So I'm going to make sure I do that, even though I really hate it sometimes. But okay, I'm putting my butter here, seal, and that's how it looks. I know you really shouldn't twine your ends. Smooth them really is better. Okay, so that is that. This is how I get these really sleek twists. At any point in time, if I want to go in and, you know, change the way they look as far as the sizes, I could combine some twists, but for the most part, this is the size that I'm going to go with. And once I'm done doing everything, I'll show you what I do once the twists are all done. Be right back. But you know, for you, it's now. We are 1 hour later and we are done. So it took me about an hour to twist these because, as you can see, I had to make sure that they were really smooth. So what I like to do, because this is the part that gets frizzy, you know, for most of us, is I take just a small amount more of the jelly and then I smooth my roots where it's, you know, this is where the new growth is. So basically what you're really doing is, just because you see a halo of frizz, it doesn't mean your hair is really frizzy. When you have the new growth, I mean, those are smaller hairs, so they're gonna stick up. But in order to encourage them to lay down, I do add a little bit more jelly. And then I actually weigh it down further with a little bit of the butter. So this is going to really smooth this section down that tends to be, you know, it lifts. But after I've laid all of this down, I'm gonna take my Goody Flex barrette. And I'm gonna take the two in the front on each side. I'm gonna pin them back. And this is really just to get them out of my way. Actually, I'm gonna take 3 on each side. And this helps me to tie my hair down easier. And so honestly, this could really be a style on its own, but I'm going to tie it down now with this scarf so that all of my hair can set, because it is wet from the jelly. Not for nothing, this product, because it does have marshmallow root, has all the good moisturizing ingredients in it, it does take a little bit of time to dry. So I'm just gonna let my hair set. Once it's fully dry, then it's just really about, you know, tying it back down every night. I might add a little bit more jelly if I notice some frizz, or I might just add a little bit of the hair butter, because this can cause a little bit of product buildup if you put too much. You know, it could feel gummy, and that's probably because there's, you know, there's agave leaf in this. But for the most part, if I use this, it'll lay it down temporarily just until the next day, or, you know, overnight, and then in the morning it'll be sort of like set. And that's how I get my twists to look really frizz-free. I'm gonna, you know, for some of you who may be new here, maybe you're not aware, and I'm just putting away my stuff. You may not be aware of, you know, some of the styles I've done where I've had twists. So what I'm gonna do is insert some photos. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. And here's one. And then at the end, I will share with you the pictures of this actual style completed. But as you can see, I can get some pretty decent frizz-free, shiny looking twists. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I appreciate you. It really does help my channel. Thank you for the view, and I will catch you in the next video. And remember to make God your only source. God bless you. Bye, guys.